Hello everyone, welcome back to Natalie's Makeup channel. For today's tutorial, I will be diving in on how to do your eyeliner. If you want to learn some tips and tricks from me and how to achieve this foxy eyeliner, go ahead and keep watching. Let's get started. So doing eyeliner, I have over the years learned some different tips and tricks just depending on the kind of style you're looking for or what products you are using. For today's makeup tutorial, I am using a water-activated eyeliner. The eyeliner I am using is from Suva Beauty. It's one of my absolute favorites, super easy to work with if you are a beginner. This definitely is going to help you out with consistency and making sure that you are getting that fine line. Also helps with the coverage and consistency you are looking for in the eyeliner. Since this is water activated, it's a lot easier to work with the consistency and the coverage you are looking for. So if you want something more sheer, you can definitely use a little bit more water to sheer it out. If you want to build up that color, just go in with different layers. When applying eyeliner, you want to make sure that you have a steady hand. I know that some of us are a little bit more nervous upon application, so this is definitely something you want to take your time with. As you can see here, I'm not looking straight into a mirror. I do have a handheld, which is going to be a lot smoother for application just because you have different angles of where you're seeing your eye from. And there are many different types of eyeliners you can use, just depending on your specific style. You can go with a powder, cream, a gel, or liquid. Since this here is a water activated, it gives you a lot of playroom. It's not something that's gonna dry super quickly, so if you do make any mistakes, you can go back and clean it up or add more color to get some depth. I know everyone has a different method for applying eyeliner. For me, I really like to use a fine point eye brush. This helps me out just because of my specific eye shape. I draw it in, as you can see, starting from the outer corner of the eye. Then I'll draw that line upwards towards the tail of my eyebrow and bring that back in to the liner that we have placed on the top. One tip that I definitely wish I would have known starting out with eyeliner a few years ago is to go very slowly. Don't try to apply too much of the product at once. You want to make sure that it's really dispersed because this is a fine line that we are applying right to the top of the eye. When you work with a little bit of product at a time and a very fine brush like this, you're allowing for a lot more movement. You're not going to make so many mistakes as opposed to using a large thick brush, an eyebrow brush that's going to apply and leave it a little bit more feathered. You see here, just evening it out and bringing that liner up a little bit more, dragging out that line. With a fine point like this, it's going to make it a lot easier. Everyone's eye shape is different, so definitely make sure to constantly be looking at the mirror. I personally recommend having a mirror that's handheld. That way you can use it to look at different angles. When working with eyeliner, if you feel like it came out a little bit too thick or you just want to clean up a little bit more, use a concealer and a small angled brush to clean up right underneath the line you did. This step is not necessary, but it does help if you feel like the eyeliner came down a little bit more, or if you're working with a powder as opposed to a liquid. This is going to help create a really defined line. Once you even out the eyeliner and make sure it's to the length that you desire, go ahead and apply some mascara. For today's application, I'm using the Tarte Maneater Mascara. This one's going to be a little bit more thickening. It's going to add a little bit of drama, but it'll also lengthen the lashes. I went ahead and applied this to the top coat. When doing any eyeliner look, you want to make sure that you choose the right lashes. With this type of lash, just depending on your eye shape and the style you're looking for, I personally like to go for something short to long. These specific lashes are from Beauty Creations. I did like the style, but upon application I felt like the band was a little bit more dense. It wasn't as easy to move around, so make sure if you're somebody that's a beginner or you're just starting out to get something a lot more flexible. Adding one more step, this is absolutely something that doesn't need to be placed, but if you like a little bit of definition, you can end up using a powder black, just dragging that outer corner right under the eye. This is gonna make sure that the eyeliner looks seamless and it goes all the way down to the bottom. While the eyelashes were drying, like I said, those were a little bit trickier, so I gave them a little bit more dry time. And then once I had finished the powder liner, I went back on top with the Suva Beauty. This is just gonna make sure that none of the glue is showing and that it's very, very cohesive. Because I was using a water activated eyeliner, I had to be very careful here. If you are somebody that does have watery eyes or you're a lot more sensitive, be very careful when using water activated eyeliners around the eye, because of course, if you do end up crying, it will definitely ruin the look. So when I'm working on the inner corner, I'm making sure not to grab too much of that product on the brush, otherwise when I blink, it will spread it out and really ruin that fine line we've placed. Especially when working on the inner corner, make sure to use that fine point as opposed to the eyeliner brush. This here is an extra step, just depending on your eye shape. I have rounder eyes, so using a little bit of powder in the inner corner, it's gonna make them look a little more elongated. And so for my specific eye shape, I'm using that angle brush, making sure to go right into the inner corner and drag it out just a little bit. As you see, I'm only applying it in a fine line straight down as opposed to bringing it out into a triangle. This is just gonna help elongate it and give it that foxy drama. I also added a tiny bit to the outer corner liner just to smudge out the bottom. I'm using the Lash Princess mascara just on the bottom lashes. This is gonna help elongate it as opposed to the Tarte Maneater, which was just gonna add a little bit of color and thicken. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching today's eyeliner tutorial. I hope I gave you guys some tips and tricks that will help you out in achieving a very clean application. If you want to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get more notifications for my channel. If there's any specific tutorials or how-to videos you'd like to see from me, go ahead and drop a comment down below. I always love reading them. Thank you so much for watching.